Yo, what's up everyone? In this video I'm going to show you how I made a simple mod for Don't Sleep with the Fishies. This is going to be the first mod that I upload to my website called sleepymods.fun. So let's begin. The idea was simple. Game gives you 50 seconds to loot items before the timer runs out. Basically like the game called 60 seconds, where you have to loot, throw stuff in your bunker and survive for how many days you can until you complete the game or you get rescued. So I made a BepInEx mod that makes the timer longer, but I also found out a way to make the game think that your character's always in the safe zone. So what that meant is, when you're looting, you can throw items in the lifeboat anywhere on the map. You don't have to be in the safe zone. It also means once the timer expired, you didn't die, it automatically teleported your character into the safe zone. So, part 1. Checking what type of game it is. So what I did, simply went into the main directory for the game, instantly saw gameassembly.dll and Unity player. I also went into the data and saw IL2CPP data. That tells me that the game is using Unity IL2CPP, not normal Unity mono, or however you want to say it. Because of that, normal BepInEx5 would not work properly, so I had to use a BepInEx x64. This link will be in the description. You're looking for the Unity IL2CPP for Windows, Linux or Mac x64. Once you download that and extract the files into the main directory of your game, you need to start the game and then exit. That'll generate all the files needed to let my mod work. What you do is you put my DLL in the plugins. Simple. But after I got BepInEx installed, I simply went to BepInEx and then to interop, and at the top I saw assembly-C# DLL. So what I did is then I opened up my ILSpy. You can also use DNSspy, but I didn't have that installed, so I just used this. So next I opened it up and dragged the assembly-C# DLL into the left side here. So I'm quite new to modern Unity games, stuff like this, so this was very intimidating. But what I needed to do, or what I knew I needed to do, was search for keywords like timer, time, round, or out of time, is time over, start collecting, safe area, stuff like that. So I just did a bit of searching in the search bar, was typing timer, looking through the names, see if anything really caught my eye. While I was looking, something did catch my eye. Two things caught my eye actually. In the location, I found something called GameCollectController. Within GameCollectController, on the left side, it had fields like timer, time underscore to finished, ran out of time, is collect game over. So that told me it was probably handling the loot timer and the end of the collect phase, by the looks of it. I also found the SafeAreaCheck. I wasn't really looking for this, but it caught my eye while I was looking for timer. So again, if you look on the left side, it had fields like is entered by player, is time over, GCC. that made it look like SafeAreaCheck was handling the lifeboat and slash the safe zone logic. So that was part 2, looking for the fields of the stuff related to timer and the safe zone area check. So that led me on to part 3, the testing different ideas. At first I tried a few simple ideas that sounded like they would work. I tried freezing the timer completely, but most of the time I tried freezing the timer, it just broke the game. Then I tried setting the timer to 100 seconds, but that also broke stuff because the game didn't handle the timer how I first thought it did. Then I realized the timer was actually counting down. I knew that from the start, but I didn't know how the code was doing it. So the game normally does like 50-49 example. So instead of setting the time at 0 or 100, I made it count down slower. You'll see that once I actually test the game, basically showcase the mod to you. So basically the game still thinks it has a normal 50-second timer, but it takes around 100 real seconds to reach 0. That worked much better because the game's normal looting system still worked properly. So that was part 3 of me testing stuff. Part 4 was making the timer longer. So the final time fix was to control the timer speed instead of just changing the timer value. So instead of instant changing it to 100, the mod makes it count down much slower. That means 50 game seconds equals about 100 real seconds. So this kept the looting phase working normally, but gave me more time to grab items. Basically, the reason I had to keep the value to 50, basically once the value hits 0, or if it goes above 50, it breaks the game. If you hit 0, it obviously stops the looting system and tries to force you onto the lifeboat. If you freeze the timer at 0, it was crashing the game basically. So I had to make it so the value was still 50, but it takes about 100 seconds to actually reach 0. That worked well, so I left it at that. You can also, I can also change it so it feels like 500 seconds. But part 5 was the safe zone check. So after I got the timer working, I wanted to make it so I didn't have to keep running back to the boat every time I wanted to throw something in. So in safe zone check, I found this field is entered by player. When this is true, the game thinks the player is inside the safe zone area that is marked on the floor. So in the mod, while the loot timer is active, I forced... actually, let me show you exactly what I did. So in the mod, while the loot timer is active, I did is entered by player. I did equal true, like that, and I also did is timer over equal false. So these two, that left me throw items into the lifeboat without standing directly inside the zone. The important part was only doing this while the loot phase is active, because when I forced it all the time, the game skipped straight to the boat sinking part, so I couldn't actually loot anything. So these two lines of code, or these two variables, fixed the game breaking and basically bypassing the being inside the safe zone. That led on to part 6, which the final result. So the final mod does two things. It makes the 50-second loot timer last around 100 seconds. Makes the game think I'm inside the safe zone during looting stage, that means I get more time to loot, and I can throw stuff in the lifeboat without being in the safe zone. The mod, if you go to the console of BepInEx, you will see one plugin load, and then load in sleepymods.fun, don't sleep unlimited time, and then it'll say loaded, and then again sleepymods.fun. So once that's loaded, you can test it. Go into new game, select adventure, click play. So I'll skip this stage, and you should be able to see, once the timer starts, you'll be able to notice that the timer will go down very, very slowly, and by the time the timer actually expires, the boat is practically sunk. So wait for the looting stage. So this is the safe zone that I was on about. So you'd have to grab an item, run in here and drop it. What you can do now is, with the safe zone bypass, I can pick up someone and I can throw items, and it puts them straight into the safe zone. So if I just grab all this, grab that, I can throw it. So normally what you'd have to do is grab your stuff and walk over to the safe zone and press E to throw it. Obviously now you don't. Now you can run around looting stuff without worrying about the timer as well. So if you grab all your stuff, just like that, and I'll also showcase, once the timer expires, it will automatically put me in the safe boat. So I think that is everything I can loot. Yeah, I'm pretty no. Yeah, no, and that, and the compass. Yeah, that's it. So as you can see, the boat is practically sunk, and you can see the timer going down very slowly. But once it hits 1 second and 0, as you can see, it teleports me in the lifeboat. You can see we have all this food. We have all the items. We're not missing anything, which is very good. But yeah, that's the mod. That's basically how I made the mod using the BepInEx, ILSpy, and Visual Studio. The hardest part wasn't writing the code, really. The hardest part was figuring out what the game's fields actually did. Because as you saw in ILSpy, SafeAreaCheck, there's so many different fields that do so many different things. When I was looking for timer, there are so many different stuff that use timers, like the animations use timers. That was the hardest part for me, was finding the fields. Some things looked obvious, but when I changed them, they broke the game. So I had to test different versions until I found one that worked. As you can probably tell, this is version 1.1.5. I did start at 1.0.0. It took me a lot of versions to get a working one. So this is my first video. It might be a bit long for what it is. I might not be the best at talking, as you can see. I kind of backtrack, you know, but it is my first video. But if you want more modern videos like this, let me know. I might try adding more features next time, like a config file where you can choose how long the timer lasts. It's probably a good idea. But I feel like if this video hits, let's say 1,000 likes, maybe more, I will release the source code of my mod. But yeah, that's really it. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Also, sorry, if you want to download this mod, it'll be in the description. I will make a small tutorial on how to install the mod. But yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Peace.